Hello guys, today I'm going to show you 4 tips in Moon Animator and some can help you and allow you to waste less time. So let's get started. Okay, so first up, what we're going to do, we're going to insert a character or a rig. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a folder which I'm going to name it rigs. I'm going to put my rig in there. Don't worry, it is going to be useful later. Then I'm going to open Moon Animator, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a moon file, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add myself in on the animation, and I'll see you later. Okay, so I'm done with another animation that is just an attack, burst attack. So what I'm going to do is Control H again and do space. As you see, it is just basic and not really smooth, but there's an acceleration like here. Anyways, what I'm going to do, since I saved my file, I'm going to change my rig's parent. Yeah, so the parent is this. If I click here, it makes that my cursor. The next button is going to click, it is the parent. For example, if I click workspace, it is going to change the parent to workspace. And now, if I go to Moon Animator and I click to barrage attack, as you see, there's no animation because the rig of this attack was in rigs. And now, if I change this rig parent from workspace to rig, as you see, it'll work. So if you want to make an animation correctly, if you want to be more organized as possible, make sure that you put the correct rig to its parent before doing the animation in a moon file. Anyways, let's go to the next tip. Okay, so the next tip is going to be about the non-useful properties. So in properties, it is this. It is all the information about each part, like the head of my rig, the humanoid, the members, and so on. But if you want to make like an animation with parts only, like what I've did is like sprites. First up, let me build a sprite for you. Be right back. Okay, I'm back with with a sprite. So as you see, this is a conveyor. Let's play it. As you see, it looks great, but it is making us lag. And so what we're going to do, we're going to click in every sprite and we're going to select children. What we're going to do to reduce lag, we're going to make this material to smooth plastic. What it's going to do, it's going to make this has less friction and thus giving us less lag. But that's not it. What we also can do is disable flute forces. And if your animation and game has flood forces, then you can keep it how do you like. And if you're making like an animation and the player doesn't touch it, you can remove those. It won't matter anyways. So what we can also do is that we can turn on maskless. What it's going to do is that each part, one from the selected ones that have my sprites, won't have a mask. And then what you're going to do is turn on custom physical properties. You're going to click here and you're going to make everything to 0. And since we did that, there'll be less calculation, and like this we improved how Roblox renders, and like that we made that Roblox gives us more performance. I like that if you're, for example, a YouTuber or a content creator, then this is going to be useful for you. Anyways, that's it for that tip, and let's continue. Okay, so we're back with my rig, and so I want to make a swing animation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to toolbox, then I'm going to search a sword, like here, and then I'll say no. So what I'm going to do with this sword, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop, take the handle, and then click on locked, so I can click it. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove everything from here, remove everything from this, and what is this wheel? Okay, this, and then put this as classic sword, and then put this in workspace, and then remove this. So what we're going to do now, we're going to first up close the toolbox. And what we're going to do, we're going to make that our sword is on the rig's arm. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to blue tools, and I'm going to use the rotate tool, like here, boom, like that. Actually, let's go precise. What I'm going to do, press R, I'm going to go like here, and do like that, and I'm going to go back to here, and there we go. Now we give the sword to the player, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Moon Animator plugins, and then I'm going to go to Easy Weld. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld, but go
first
to the
I
Explorer,
need to
and then go to the left arm, the arm where I'm going to attach the sword with. Then I'm going to click the classic sword, and then do control click right arm, and then I click here, and then join in place. And as you see, if I go to the right arm or the arm, there'll be a weld like here. And what we can do now in Moon Animator, new rig, animation, and then when we're going to move our arm, there we go, the sword is with us. That's how you weld. But here's what you should not do. First of all, what we can also do in Moon Animator is that, first of all,
we're going to insert
the classical sword.
except we're going to convert the rig file to a moon file. So when I try to move the sword,
It moves everything. So never and never do it like that. And if I move the sword like this, the body moves. And that's something that we don't want. And do not do this. Do not weld while animating, because if you add the classic sword
and you weld it,
then it becomes a mess. So don't do it. But you can not weld it if you want to do it manually without like that. But you can still add the classic sword. But you can also just do transparency, and I'll be good. So for example, you can use that transparency to summon the sword, and like that you can use it what the hell? So yeah, even if you do this, it gets broken. So never do it like the way I did. Anyways, that was for that, and we're going to continue. Okay, so I'm back, and I did a little set that I may not use. And so
I'll try to be more organized.
for example, if you have finished your set, like for example, you have your map, your rigs, etc. And so you want to keep your tutorial set, but you don't want to keep it in the game because it is going to use data and reduce performance. And so what you're going to do, you're going to cut, and then what you're going to do, we're going to go to replicated storage, and what we're going to do is paste into. And now we have our set in the replicated storage. And now, since we changed the parent of the rigs, we can still use our rig
without
any issues. And that's it for this
tutorial.
I hope that you liked my tips, and I hope those are going to be useful to you. Anyways, have a great day. Bye.